Wagwan, 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 wagwan. What's up, beautiful human beings? Welcome to another episode of Cloud Stories Africa, and my name is Melvin. I will be your host. Now, today I am super excited, not just because the guest who's coming on the show is one of my best friends, but because she's also doing amazing things for herself and for her community. She's the founder of Afritales, which is a community that brings together young artists to grow their talents and give visibility to their work. Now, further to that, she just recently bagged the 2025 Presidential Innovation Award for Art. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Bosibori Omwenga! Hey girl, welcome to the show, man. I've really missed you.
Hi.
It's been such a big minute.
It's been a very long minute. The last time we were together ilikuwa March.
Yeah, I think
at my event.
Yeah, at your event.
It's been a long minute.
Yeah.
Nice to
But I
see
love
you.
what you're doing. You're doing amazing things.
Thank you.
And today it's just all about those amazing things, just having those nice conversations.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna go right into it. And the first thing I wanted to find out is, what did art mean to you as a child? Did you do a lot of painting? Were you like the kind of child who was filled in crayons? Ukuta ya nyumba tukikuja huko hivyo, like there's no space for art that is bought. It's just your art that you've drawn with pencils. Did you get beaten up a lot because of that by your parents?
No. Actually, they really supported it. So for me, I liked art, but I didn't know like the level of comprehension, obviously, because I'm older and the self-awareness is I'm realizing I always knew that I wanted to do art.
Oh.
At 4 years old,
Yeah.
I remember when people were being asked, what do you want your career to be? I wanted to do two things. So I wanted to have a gallery.
Oh, nice.
And I wanted to drive tractors. Very ironical.
Yes.
But
I
those are
think
the
I
two
would see
things.
that because, you know, like tractors when we were younger, they used to be like these big vehicles that
Yeah.
we didn't have access to. So you see one, you're like, okay, I've never thought of it like I would want to drive a tractor. But I mean, they always fascinated me. Yeah.
Yeah, so us in shags, zilikuwa zinatumika kulima. So I used to see them like, wow. And then at my grandmother's place, there was one that was broken and easy to make anymore. We used to fight with my cousins, nani ataiendesha next. So I always liked tractors or bulldozers, whichever, but that kind of vehicle, like they call vehicles, I don't know. Yeah. So, but back to the art.
Yeah.
I always knew I wanted to do it. I just knew I wanted to do it.
That is so ambitious. Like at 4 years old, you knew you wanted to do a gallery or own a gallery. Had you ever been to a gallery before? Was it like something you'd ever experienced? Did you see it on TV? Or what exactly inspired the thought of, you know what, one day I would want to do something like this?
Yeah, I had seen a gallery. I knew galleries are the ones that's where artists work.
Oh.
So that's why I went to do I didn't know the nitty-gritties of it. I think I'd seen it on TV and then asking around, someone told me, now you have to, like, artists are usually in galleries, and I was like, bingo.
Bingo, that's where I want to be.
Yeah, I want a gallery.
I remember we used to have these soap operas on TV, and one of the things that I wanted to do when I grew up was wear high heels. Like, you remember those girls used to come on TV, they're walking, they're looking so nice, and I used to tell my mom, I want to be the kind of person who wears heels.
Yeah.
And I was so, like, I remember I got my first pair of heels when I was like in class 7. So that's like 13 or 14 years old. And they were like these really long gladiators. I don't know if you remember them, but I cried. Like, we went to the supermarket and I was just crying. I'm like, I'm not living here with these shoes. So my mom ended up caving, which is so weird, and she bought them for me. But yeah, I can see where the inspiration came from.
Yeah.
And so let's take it down now, 10, 15 years later, and the moment at which you discovered that you wanted to do art professionally or art for a living, because we went to business school together, man. Like, we were in school together, tukitafuta mwa Kenyans pamoja. You weren't in art school, which I'm so grateful for, by the way, because I had some of the most amazing years in campus, and one of the reasons for that is because of you. So don't judge me. Like, I'm grateful that you didn't go to art school. But then, at what point in your future did you find out that you wanted to do art professionally? Because for me, I think I know the moment. For me, it was when I saw your artwork in school. It was simple pencil drawings, but you had like illustrated different kinds of diseases in the form of art. And so for me, I think that's the first time I asked you, are you sure you don't want to do art in a professional space? But at what point did that like come in for you? Like the moment you discovered, this is what I want to do.
So it wasn't one particular moment.
Yeah.
It was more of, I was in corporate.
Yeah.
And I'm doing some data analysis job that I liked, because at the end of the day, I liked the getting to visualize data, to use data to tell stories.
Yeah.
I loved that. But at the end of the day, corporate is corporate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got exhausted. I was not content with other dynamics. I'm looking at my paycheck every month. It's not converting to the amount of labor and time and the skill sets that I'm giving.
Yeah.
And so, and keep in mind that was like my third job. So my third internship.
Yeah, I remember, because we're doing job applications right after campus, and you got a job. I think it was in Westlands, and then you moved to another job, and then you moved to another job.
Yeah. So I'm lucky that I started working when I was in uni, in third year. So that allowed me to have some experience of corporate by the time we were graduating. But then you see, I'm looking at my paycheck. First of all, within my heart, I'm not having job satisfaction.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'm looking at my paycheck, it's not converting. So
like, there's more month than money left.
Yeah, every time. Like,
and that's like mid-month.
If my parent wasn't going to like support me, I can't sustain the lifestyle that I'm used to.
Yeah.
So when you combine all those factors, it drained my mental health. It drained me. And my contract was coming to an end.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I think I've shown up for a job that pays me peanuts.
Yeah.
And I've done a wonderful job. And I'm forever grateful for those experiences. Like, I will never take them back.
No, I think that's what I usually tell people. If you have a job somewhere, it's better than not having a job. Go learn, because at the end of the day, whether that job is taken away from you or you decide to leave the job, the skills that you get from this job, they're yours to keep. Not just for that particular job, but to translate in every other aspect of your life. Yeah.
So for me, I'm forever grateful, and where I stand right now, I'm moving with a heart of gratitude that I even got all those experiences, both positive and negative.
Yeah.
But through all that, my mental health was so drained to some extent that I was just like, I was really like, my head might explode.
No, I think I remember that moment when you told me, Melvin, this is not what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life.
Yeah, actually, that's the statement. I was like, can this be the rest of my life? No way.
Yeah.
And so I remember asking myself, if I've shown up for a job, because that's the thing, I don't have a background in data analysis, but I was given a job in it, and I was trained, and I was waking up at 2 a.m., 4 a.m. to be sending reports to top management by the morning, by 8 a.m., because they need that information to help them in decision making for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week. And I was like, if I've done this, what if I decide to give art a chance?
Yeah.
Like, I've given this, I didn't even know I could do this, and I've done it.
Yeah.
What if I give my dreams a chance? So that's how it started. So I went home, and the first month I just slept. I said that August.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to be
like
at home.
Taking a pause, like I'm gonna create a bridge between my old life and the new life that I'm kind of.
And I remember that month I had a flu. I was so unwell. Like, when your mental health is strained, it converts to
it
everything
feels like
else.
everything else goes with it.
Yeah.
You need to
So
be mentally okay
for
you
for the rest to work.
Yes, exactly.
And I took a break. So the first month, I was at home doing nothing. The first week, I needed the break, so I slept.
Yeah.
I was chilling. The
And
second
I guess
week,
sometimes it's just important to take the time and just recharge for the next chapter of your life.
And I remember I was feeling so sick, and I wasn't particularly sick. It was because I was mentally strained.
Yeah.
Hadi mwili yangu sasa inaanza it's so overworked hadi na feel ni kama niko mgonjwa kila saa.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sick.
You're not sick.
It's just my brain that is tired.
Yeah, but I guess that's the thing, because sometimes when your mental health is not okay, then the rest of your body is not. It's like your engine needs to be fine before the rest of the car can run. So
yeah, and so the whole of August I'm at home. Then September I decided, you know what, now I think we are ready to start working. So I wasn't applying for jobs, I wasn't doing any of that. And the irony is, if somebody was to take anything from this video, is move with a heart of gratitude. 1, 2, like leave, when you put your intentions out there to the universe, or if you believe in God, when you put them to God, you let them be. Yeah. And you just move. When I was not applying for jobs, I got a job, like a nice contract in another company. Like my colleague recommended me, and that's why I'll always have a heart of gratitude for the work experiences and everyone that I met there, both positive and negative. And they recommended me for a job, and that was like the universe telling me you're in the right path. But I didn't take it because I wasn't in a mental space to go back to corporate. And during that whole process, I met up with a few friends, and then so I had mentioned what I wanted to do. So he was following up. He asked me, "So what are you doing about it?"
Yeah, are you actually following your dreams, or are you just staying home? Because I feel like there's a subtle line between trying to follow your dreams and unemployment. So just checking in, like, are we still following dreams, or are we
just unemployed? Yeah, but then he told me, you've been saying you're going to do it. Yeah. Now let's see if you're going to do it. Let's see if you'll walk the talk.
If you'll actually make
it a
reality.
And let me tell you, that statement touched my ego in ways I didn't even think were possible. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And I was doing it as a dare. I started it as a dare. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's something I wanted to do, but I started it as a dare.
You said I can't do it, so I'm going to prove to you that I can
actually do it. That was the ticking moment. And so I was like, you know what, we're doing a gallery. Keep in mind, I had not drawn for like 5 years. So I'm like, nimebeat, sijui kuchora.
Like you don't even know where to start.
I don't know where to start. I've lost touch with it. Yeah. Yeah, but that's how it started. And month 1, month 2, month 3, and let me tell you, I was broke. Crying. when I remember that phase, I was broke. But the one thing I'll always appreciate is I was happy and I was content. I didn't have money in my pocket. I was happy and I was content. And I think for me now, that was the assurance that I needed.
Happier, even on calls, you were happier, I remember.
I actually met my colleagues later on, like my former colleagues. And every time I met them, they're like, wow, you're so happy. I'm like, was I that miserable?
Like, was it so visible?
So like it had converted into my environment. I was wearing like it was showing that I was not okay. So keep in mind, I'm broke. But I was so happy, I was so content, I was looking forward to it. And something else that the final tick is, I told my mom about it, and she didn't even understand it, but she prayed for me, and she was like, yeah, go ahead and do it.
But that's the thing with African moms.
That's the only yes I needed. I remember after that, nilikuwa najiambia, mamangu ashaniombea. My mom believes it. See, you know what? It worked. It will work. And imagine that was my starting point. I didn't have anything in place. But now that was the whole transition.
The true realization of people who start businesses, or just they start offering services and build their businesses from product pictures, or just the mere idea of I want to do that. But I think now let's get a little in deeper to the actual business, which is Afritales, because this is not just a platform that showcases art. You're bringing communities together, you're bringing young people together to showcase their art, to grow their talents, and not just that, you focus more on the differently abled individuals. So can you just give us a little bit more information about what Afritales means to you and what it means to the community that you're trying to create?
Okay.
Yeah.
Afritales is a project that is very close to my heart. Like literally,
It's
I think
visible.
it's my child.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't want to skew away from art.
Okay.
And also, remember, now I'm a full-blown artist.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for, where do people do stuff? Where do you host galleries? How do you get to host a gallery?
Yeah.
And you don't have money. How do you... Are there like concerts? You know the way there's usually musical concerts, there's venues for concerts, there's all that. So I was yearning for that.
There's internships,
there's
you can
internships,
go
there's
intern.
that.
Yeah.
So I was looking for that for art.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find any. Not that they don't exist, but around me, I couldn't find any. And I was like, you know what?
Or even some that were in your price range that could allow you
Yes,
to
so the
pursue
ones
your
that I
dreams.
found that could be suitable for where I was, like someone who just has their talent but doesn't have money, were out of reach. So I decided, I might as well, I'm going to forge my path. Now that we've decided, we might as well.
Yes.
Also, you need to recognize that it's now that the creative sector is being viewed as a source of employment.
Yeah, or just a source of living, that you can be an artist, you can be a musician, and you'd actually be doing well for yourself.
Yes.
You have a coin, you're
It's
not struggling.
like it's being termed as a career.
Yes, it is an actual career path.
So in that whole process of when I was doing my first gallery, I realized, so there's much more that will be done in terms of creating infrastructure so that other creatives can have a platform. And secondly, for the longest time I used to volunteer as a sign language interpreter.
Oh.
And so for that exhibition, I also wanted people to learn about inclusivity, because I feel like that's something that is close to my heart.
Yeah.
So what is inclusivity? It's as basic as, can you learn basic sign language so that when you find a deaf person, they don't have to like type something for you, or the communication barrier. Yeah, so such things. So when I was doing my first exhibition, that was my thought process. The theme was Sons of Inclusion.
Yes.
And that was my whole thought process. I wanted by the time people leave this exhibition, aside from enjoying the art, having good vibes, they've learned something about inclusivity.
Yeah.
So all that guided my thought process when I was starting Afritales. I mean, we are still evolving. It's just been 1 year, but in summary, what we do is we sell art.
Yeah. It's not just about
in just one segment.
Okay.
We sell art.
Yeah.
But how do we do this? We create. Our vision is to create a platform where creatives in general in Kenya can sell their work, like to make it easier for the mtu mwenye ako high school tayari akitoka, when they're looking for a place to have their art career, they can be able to do that. Also, something else that I was intentional about is I feel like every time there is a new wave in something, there's always, first of all, they create a product for the general market, and then they intentionally start evolving the products to be more accessible, or to cater to women, or to cater to, what about that Kenyan creative mwenye kuko Machakos huko ndani? Like, oh no, when they're creating products, they think of an urban market first, and then they eventually start including the rest.
Like, so, you start your audience segmentation, and you start customizing the product to that particular audience.
Yes. Yeah. So for me, I didn't want that. I wanted to ensure that when we are bringing on creatives, I want also creatives who are persons with disabilities. I want to ensure there's women in that space. I want to ensure uyo creative when you uko mashinani ushago, but they're really talented. They also get to be seen, and they can also access and get to have a space where they can sell their work. So far that's what we're doing. in so many words, but in short, we sell art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, I just mentioned that there's a subtle balance to you pursuing your dreams and unemployment.
Yeah.
But if we go into the life of a founder, do you wake up at 10 a.m. in the morning? Are you still on the same stories of 4 a.m. in the morning? How does your day look like? Is it groggy mornings, cup of tea, cup of coffee, then you're all energized? I just want to know, like, for someone who's looking to pursue art, what does a day in the life, or rather, any entrepreneur out there, what does the day in the life of an entrepreneur look like?
Honestly, it depends. There are seasons where, like, let's say planning for the event, I feel like those weeks leading to that I'm always working, like nile hakuna break.
You're applying yourself,
like because it's tiny things they need your attention. So and it's planning, it's preparations and all that. But for my day-to-day, something I'm intentional about is, so when I was in corporate, commute never used to allow me to wake up and just chill or just meditate.
Breathe in before you get to start your
or
day.
Exercise. So I used to just wake up, you dress up on your way to the office. Then from the office, you are getting unready so that you can rest, so that you can prepare for the following day. So for this, I'm intentional with waking up, chilling. I could journal, or I could do what is it called, aerobics. So neka kwa TV kusema you're moving. So that, and then I have tea. Like, I'm intentional about having slow mornings. My day does not start before 7 a.m.
So what I hear you saying is that your days have become more intentional. They're more about what you as Bosibori want to do, as opposed to having a routine that is guided or premeditated routines. But let me now tie this whole conversation and go back to what helped you push beyond the fear. Because I can attest, as someone who's been like, okay, I have a corporate job, this is what I want to do on the side. There's a lot of questions at the back of your mind. There's a lot of questions around, can I actually do this? Can I make money out of this? And not just that, deciding to actually quit your job, recharge, and start pursuing your dreams. What pushes you beyond that fear of, I'm going to be broke, everyone is going to look nice, I'll be the only one who's getting left out. What pushed you to go beyond the fear and make your dreams a reality?
Honestly, for me, it's that whole experience. The last 6 months before I walked out of corporate, like to some extent, I thought I was insane. I remember telling a friend, I need to tell you these things so that you tell me if I'm insane or I'm just overreacting or I'm justified to feel the way I feel, because I was really frustrated. And once I left that space, the one thing I promised myself was, I will never put myself in such a situation again, even if it was to walk back to corporate. But then I went back to corporate.
I remember.
I've gone back to corporate. Even if I was to ever walk back to corporate, there are certain things I will never permit to happen to me. So at first it started as, I know I don't want that. So I'm going to chase this.
Like what you're not changing, you're choosing.
So that's the starting point. Was I afraid? I was extremely afraid. I remember days to the first exhibition last year. I didn't have money. I had not paid for anything. And I was crying. No, like 3 days to, no, that Thursday. And then now the event is Saturday.
It's on Saturday.
I cried out of fear, because I was like, I'm about to be humiliated. It's been like 6 months of not working, so that things not to work out. But that's the thing, I did the event without money.
No, I remember you calling me and discussing this with me and telling me, you know what, Melvin, I'm gonna do this with money or without money. This is happening. If you guys come, 2 of you, we're still going to do it. And to me, that just feels like someone who truly believes in themselves and is willing to just push beyond the boundaries to make sure it happens?
So I guess it's not that I'm not afraid. I am. At
Yeah.
some point, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, for real.
Yeah.
I let go of a career that I did finance, I did CPA.
Yeah.
Like I ensured I had done
Yes.
CPA by my second year. I worked in corporate, like I had work experience before I graduated, so that by the time I'm graduating, I just get absorbed into like a nice
like you're trying to
paying
put
job.
all these perks that just make you more
Yeah.
favorable to the,
Yeah,
corporate,
to the corporate environment.
and then deciding to let it all
let it all go.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm walking away from something that I already have skill set in, and it's readily able to convert money for me, and it's consistent money, to do something that it's uncharted waters, because even I hardly even try to explain what I'm doing in terms of Afritales, simply because a lot of people don't even comprehend it. So I don't want to find myself in a position where I'm defending something that makes sense to my head.
Yeah.
Neither am I trying to be so delusional and maybe it's not working. So finding the balance between the two.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just doing it afraid, because I believe my purpose on this earth was just to be a creative.
Yeah.
That's my purpose.
Oh,
that's my
amazing.
purpose. And inshallah, by the time I leave this earth, let's say like 70 more years to come.
Yes.
Not right now. 70 years to come.
Yeah.
I'll be looking back and saying I left a mark, and it was through the creative space.
And be grateful for the kind of life that
so
you
that's
lived.
that's I know that's my purpose. So any other thing that I try to divert and go back to, I find myself being so miserable. And I know the waiting process and the waiting period is so hard, because I'm not making money. I'm not making money. But I can, if I compare where I was last year and where I am right now, with so many things, like it's been mind-blowing how a simple idea that I thought wouldn't make sense to people is allowing me to move into spaces, go to conferences, be a panelist. And I'm like, you guys, unajua nauza tu art. Unajua nauza tu art. Like it's hakuna kitu seriously. We're solving cancer. We are.
When you move with things that align with you, the universe tends to put you in spaces that now make sense and you fit into.
Like it's opening doors for me in ways I never thought were possible, and for something I didn't even think was palatable for the corporate side. So that is generally what guides me, is you need to ask yourself, what do you want more? 5, okay, if you don't start today, you have to start next week, then you've lost a week. If you start 5 years from now, then you will have lost those 5 years.
But
so you
at
might
the
as
end
well
of
just
the day,
start.
You will have to get
start.
to what is meant for you. So you might as well just start.
It's either that, or for the rest of your life, you're just miserable. And for me, it reached a point, can this be the rest of my life? It can't.
All right.
So,
So just, I feel like we should have wrapped it up there, but I'm going to go for one more question. Okay, actually 2 more questions. And the first question is for the digital space, because there's a lot of interaction, or the Afritales is an intersection of art and technology. So in terms of technology and startup businesses, anyone out there who's trying to be an entrepreneur, how do we merge technology with our brands in terms of our brands stand out and show up into the world? Because I know you're also incorporating a lot of tech into Afritales.
So something I've recently learned is technology is not necessarily like IT. It's the innovative way of doing something. Even if you evolve your machine from being manual to it being able to do several tasks at a go, that's technology. So what I will say is, first of all, there's never been a beautiful time to be an African innovator. Like you guys, I'll stand by this. I know there are so many things happening. I know the economy is not good and all that. But there's so many opportunities. There's so many opportunities out there. And when you're intentional about looking for them, you'll find them. Even if it's an opportunity for you to learn, to get skills, there's so many opportunities. Also, there's YouTube. Oh, thank God for internet. There's YouTube, there's TikTok, there's what you can always learn from those spaces. So use all that information to create to innovate. And it's as simple as just making this item 5% more efficient.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
You could employ it in whatever industry, whether you're in agriculture,
Yeah. No, that's the
whichever
thing.
the industry you're
Yeah.
in, employ it. There's so many opportunities for you guys to maximize, for us to maximize. Like, it's such an opportune time to be African,
Yeah.
to be
To
young,
be a creator.
to be a creator, to be an innovator.
To be living in the digital world.
Start and do it.
Yeah.
And always remember, you'll see somebody else who has half of your skill set, a tenth of your skill set, achieving the dreams living your dream life because you didn't try.
Because I love that. So
Yeah.
just push yourself, try, because it's all about that first step of I'm actually going to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the thinking bit of I want to do this, and then there's the actual going into it and deciding I'm gonna pursue this.
Yeah.
Okay. So one final question just before we wrap it up. What is the one unconventional lesson that art and just being in the business of art has taught you? This is just a question that I'm going to be asking all guests going forward. Yeah, because I just want to find out what is the one unique lesson that you've gotten from what you're currently pursuing.
I feel like the lessons are so many, but let me just try to think of the main ones.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one is that I will say is there is no one size fits all for everyone. Like, the two things that you really need for any of your dreams to come true is one, you need to have the passion, because that's the starting point.
Yeah.
The passion is what directs you to that place, right?
Yeah.
Once you find that, the next thing you need is discipline.
Yeah.
Because if I was to tell you how hard it is to wake up and hold yourself accountable and make sure
there's like no line manager telling you
there's
deadlines
no one
and
telling you to do something, so you need to really hold yourself accountable. Those two things will get you everywhere you want to be. So your job is to wake up and show up for it. Those tiny efforts, you look back 1 year later, 6 months later, you've mastered a skill. And now that's a skill that can earn you money. So I will say there is no one size fits all. The two things that you really, really need when you're starting and as you continue is one, the starting point is your passion. Yeah. Because when you like doing something, it creates a difference. It feels easy. Even the hard moments, you can always navigate them. Two, discipline, because most of the time you won't even feel like doing stuff, but you have to do it. Motivation will always be there at the start because you're passionate. Yes. And then after that, you just have to wake up and show up for it, and wake up and show up for it, and wake up and show up for it. There is no conventional way of doing things. Hakuna mtu hapa amekuwa all knowing, and they did it that way. Sawa, mbona pia usijaribu? And this is not to say that it's getting a balance between being delusional in terms of just really, really believing in your dreams, but at the same time being realistic. So your dreams need to make you money. Because you need to, at the end of the day, you need the coins. You need the coins. You need to live a comfortable life. You need to, because you might say you have a really big dream and you're so talented, but as long as it's not converting into money, then you don't walk the talk. Why would people want to consume your content when they see you and it's not a reflection of your skill set?
Or your authentic self.
Yes. So the starting point is your passion, but then discipline is what carries you through, and there is no conventional way of doing things. As you please do so.
I just feel like saying this. Passion is the car, discipline is the driver.
Period. Malaysia for interview.
All right. So let's call it a wrap from there. Thank you so much for showing up today. It's been a great honor to host you. And I can't wait for the episode to drop so that guys get to listen.
And thank you for having me. Melvin has had this dream. Actually, Melvin has had this dream forever. And I'm glad it's finally happening. And guess what? I'm the first guest on your podcast. We'll redo this interview like a year or two later.
Timeline.
A year or two later when I've made it.
Sawa.
And you'll
It's a
come back
deal.
and interview me.
It's a
Yeah.
deal. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you so much, babe.
Thank you for having me.
All right, see. All right, now you heard it from the girl herself, the real BA. Yani, all you guys need is passion and discipline to make it happen. And it's a wrap. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning into today's episode of Cloud Stories Africa. To all our consistent listeners and supporters, we truly, truly appreciate you guys. And if you're a first-time listener, welcome to the family. If you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to share it with your family and friends, or you can also tag us on social media and let us know which was your favorite part. Now, new episodes like this drop every Saturday at 2 p.m. and we are available on all your podcast hosting platforms as well as our video content on YouTube. Wishing you lots of love. Until next week, Mel.